Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sister Girls Book Club chat of the month for February. My name is Lisa Marie, and I am here with Britney July. Hi, Britney.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining us. This is so exciting.
Thank you for having me.
Um, while we have some people joining us, I would like to do some icebreaker questions with you real quick.
Okay.
Not think too hard, just to kind of warm us up a bit.
Okay.
Would you prefer water, wine, coffee, or tea?
Water.
Respect. Morning or night?
Definitely night. Night.
And digital or print?
Print. For books, print.
Yes, for books.
Yeah, print.
And a standalone or a series? Do, 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 do.
uh,
Don't think too hard.
a series of standalones. So a series.
A series of really. You cheating the system. The chat just started and you cheating the system already. The chat just started and you're cheating the system. Music or quiet?
Music.
Music. Any
Mhm.
specific kind of music?
It depends on the day, really. So not really.
Okay. All right, cool. You cheated the system with one question, but I'm gonna let that rock. Before we get into the books, while other people are joining, we got some viewers. For everybody viewing, make sure you leave a comment, tell us who you are, where you're watching from, and ask Brittany some questions, and I'll try to incorporate them in the chat. Brittany, where are you from?
I am from Akron, Ohio.
Okay. And when you aren't writing, what do you like to do?
I'm very big into watching movies, so movies for sure. Or TV. But movies mostly.
Okay. Any suggestions? Anything you watched recently that was really, really good?
So last night I watched Sinners finally. That was
Oh,
pretty yeah.
how did you go so long without watching it?
I didn't want to watch it, but then I was, I
What?
know.
Wait, why didn't you want to watch it?
I just was interested, and then finally said, you know what, give it a try. It was really good and beautiful.
That's so interesting.
I know.
Okay, like so for no particular reason you didn't want to watch it. It just you didn't. It just was like something that you was like,
Maybe it was the hype. I don't know,
okay.
but it was really good. So I
Is
was
there
on
any particular genre that you like more than others?
horror movies for sure, like slashers.
Same. I am a huge. I tell people all. I read romance and I watch. I probably say this every chat. I am a huge horror person.
Exactly.
Me and my brother and sister actually have a horror movie club. Like we watch a horror movie every month.
Who's your favorite slasher?
Terrifier.
Really? That's unique. Okay. Okay.
It he became it. So me and my sister kind of got addicted to like classic would be Scream is like my favorite
Uh-huh.
slasher movie.
Uh-huh.
But Artie the Clown, if you don't know, is
Silent but deadly.
yeah. So Artie is a clown, and we really don't know why he's the way he is. I'm more of a suspense thriller person, and
Mm-hmm.
in the like, I don't think people realize horror is made up of many niches, and it's a like But I'm more of a horror suspense kind of person. But I love a good slasher. We actually watched Clown in the Cornfield last night for movie club.
Is it good?
It was amazing. It's
I'm ready.
very cheesy,
I'm
but it
ready.
was amazing.
Okay.
So yeah, so we could go offline one day and we could definitely geek out about horror.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
The new Scream comes out on Friday.
I'm going to see that.
Yeah, we plan on seeing that. So that's interesting. Because you're a romance writer who likes horror. I love horror. So
That's weird. I don't really care for romance movies, but like books, I need romance. But for movies, I need horror or something.
that I mean, I watch rom coms, but I'm like, if I'm turning on the TV, like I binge watch Criminal Minds once a year. From is my new obsession.
Okay.
So definitely a horror girl when it comes out. I don't know, to the visuals. When did you first know you wanted to be an author?
So I've been reading since I was like 5 years old. So I want to say maybe when I was like 11, 8, I
That's
wanted to be,
young.
yeah. I just loved writing as a kid. So I always wanted to just do one thing and just be a writer.
And now
So
you are. Congratulations.
thank you.
How does it feel?
I think sometimes I forget to be proud of myself, but it's kind of like,
Mm.
I know, it's like almost like imposter syndrome almost. But it can be rewarding when people message me about their books they love, whatever. So it can be, I don't know, rewarding, I would say.
Well, I hope this feels rewarding having a conversation
It's an
about
honor. Thank you.
these books. I was scrolling TikTok
Hmm.
and I saw like this really beautiful cover. And it was like this vibrant teal, and I was like, "Well, what's this?" And at first, I was a little bit nervous because it was like, um, I didn't know what the book was about. It just was
Hmm.
like this really vibrant cover, and I think at the time you were showing like it was a actual like it was a TikTok upload of pictures, and one was the original cover,
Oh,
and
okay.
one was the like the discrete cover. I think you're calling it.
Hmm.
And I was like, what is this? And I was like, let me go and see. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, she's black. Okay, so maybe this is a black romance. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, black billionaire romance. Then I started like, then I downloaded the sample and I was like, oh, black billionaire romance, arranged marriage romance. She's got the money romance. Okay, sold. So I was reading it and I was like, then I went back to your page before I downloaded the full book and it was like, you had already started promoting the second book. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Well, what's going on? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. So I did wait. And I was like, let me put a pin in this. And I put a pin in it. And I was like, I'll come back when book two is live because I didn't know that they were interconnected standalones.
Okay. Okay.
That's why I was like, you're a cheat the cheat code with the first with the answer. I thought they were like a full fledged series,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I mean it technically is, but you can really read the books independently.
Separately. Hmm.
But you kind of I would this is not a series I would suggest you reading the books independently because I feel like you wouldn't
Get it.
it makes you reading the books together makes you appreciate book two a lot more.
Yeah, that's perfect way to say it too.
Because you get granted it's not about Kane, but you get that you understand the
Full
depth,
circle.
the depth of the way why he what the mindset of where he stands about romantic relationships going into his book.
Hmm.
So I appreciated that. So I didn't wait. I was patient with myself because I like I'm my mind won't allow me to like I when people do series, I need all of it at once.
That's smart.
I'm greedy like that.
Mm.
I'm greedy like that, and I feel like it's enough other material for me to pace myself until I can wait until I don't know because it's like watching a movie in my head. I need the whole movie.
Right.
I like the whole movie. So I did find it on TikTok. I've been finding so many good authors on TikTok. That excites me, especially because it's newer authors, newer to me authors that I get to introduce to our book club and our reader friends. So I was very excited. And I think you're doing I just want to congratulate you for doing a very beautiful job at promotion.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you are, I do think I'm the target audience. So you are reaching your target audience.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Yes. So we talked a little less. So now that we are segueing into the books, I kind of already got into it. But before, let's start from the beginning. What was your inspiration for these books? Who did you meet first? What character inspiration did you get first? Did you meet Kennedy, Kane, Keith? Like, how did you even piece this story together?
So, under my real name, I write new adult and YA romance, and I wrote a book called The Gilded. And in the book, the male lead has a sister who's engaged, and I thought about making her have an affair, but then I said no, I like her fiance too much, so I can't do that to her. So I made so I made Kennedy and Keith instead. So that's how it became its own thing because my other book I
Interesting.
wrote. Yeah.
Right, because arranged marriage tropes. The Sweetest Devotion is the
Hmm.
first book, and
Hmm.
we meet Kennedy and Kane, who are newly in an arranged engagement. They're not married yet. They're newly like we literally walk into them. Well, we
Having a
walk
party.
at a party at the
Mhm.
engagement party. Kennedy has not met Kane, has not met Keith yet at all, and has not met Kane in a full way. Like she knows who he is, but she has not been
Formally introduced. Yeah.
formally introduced to Kane. So I think, I thought it was very insightful to drop us like in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
So the reader can experience that same anxiety that Kennedy had. Like, it was very understandable as to why she felt that way. Like, I know him, I've seen him in passing, but who is this person that you're basically selling me off to?
Exactly.
And arranged marriages are like a heavily written trope. Like that's like one of the more popular tropes,
Mm-hmm.
but you chose to do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
We don't see that often. Tell us about the process, your mindset. You said you had this one couple, you wanted to write an affair.
Yeah. So
But
I thought, like, what if one day she goes to has car trouble and meets like a mechanic, and they kind of get into it and fall in love. That's how I got the idea of having her be engaged to someone she doesn't like, and then she meets, Keith, and all of a sudden it's a spark and an instant connection, and that's how I got the idea of having, like, a different arranged marriage romance, a different little.
I tell people, I love when authors take something and they turn it on its head,
Mm-hmm.
because usually in arranged marriages, what we see is the forced proximity, and then they end up falling in love.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I was like, nah.
no, no, they're okay. Oh, I think we have somebody who should not be on our live. I think that. Let me see if I can get somebody to go in and block them.
Oops.
Hold on one second. I don't think that's supposed to be happening.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. So the very first chapter, we meet Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like almost you you don't feel bad for her reacting the way she reacts, because you understand why, because you literally woke into her being shipped off into this relationship that she's very adamant and not about not wanting to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy immediately discerns that Kane has a darkness, that's her words, not mine, to him, because I'm gonna get to why I said that. Darkness to him, which keeps her from allowing herself to even consider him as a possible husband material. Do you feel like she didn't give Kane a fair chance? Are we frozen? Oh man, Brittany, I'm not. No, I'm not frozen. Oh, we lost Brittany.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
sorry for that.
it's
Sorry.
okay. It's all right. Technical difficulties happen. It's all right. So you might have missed my question. Let me run it back.
Okay. 1
Kennedy
second.
immediately. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
All right. Kennedy immediately discerns that Kane has a darkness to him, which keeps her from allowing herself to consider him as husband material. Do you feel like she ever gave Kane a fair chance?
No, but I feel like it's valid because he asked her out twice. She said no twice, and he kind of forced her hand. So that's kind of like, red flag. So she had it right.
But
She had it right.
I kind of feel like
Oh my gosh.
I do understand, but he
Mm-hmm.
tried so hard.
He did.
He tried so
I
hard.
would have folded. I would have folded, but
I
yeah.
would have. Okay, I would have folded. I would. You just have a soft spot for this guy. I would have folded because he. When I would have folded,
Mm.
when she asked him why her, and he was explaining like, "Oh, I saw you at this charity event, and I expected you to be this snobbish, bratty, and you weren't. You were like so genuine and so concerned from the children, and you had on this really nice outfit, and you didn't mind that the children were touching you." The way he described her in that moment, it made me look at him differently, because it was like, oh no, you really like her.
It wasn't like lust. It was like, interest for real.
Right. It was a genuine interest, and like you, Kennedy, that would have made me fold. That would have at least allowed me to be curious as to who he was as a person. And then moving forward, he kept adjusting for her. Oh, you don't like meat, so I'm not going to eat meat in your presence. Like, a man with absolutely no light in him would just not have cared at all.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, it would have been a story about his mom and his childhood. I would have folded for that. Oh, sad childhood. I love you. I'll be there for you. That's me.
And she didn't fold, but she did start to at least have a semblance of empathy for him. But I would have folded after he was like, yeah, because I saw you at this event and you just were so ethereal and beautiful. And the way you were interacting with those children, you weren't just being a snobby heiress. You were actually interacting, and it seemed so genuine. And I just was like, he likes her. This is a crush from a man who has emotional turmoil and does not know how to express that he has a crush. So instead, he's done what he's always done in life, and he's like, I'm going to use force and power and take it. I was like, oh man, I think I like him. And I was like, then I was like rushing, like, okay, Kennedy, you cool, you're not as bratty and corny as I thought you was gonna be, but I really need to get the Kane's book. I'm sorry. I was like, I really need to get, like, I need to see how this all works out.
But I like Keith for her because, like, I like the idea of him being like blue collar, roughneck, and like aggressive, dominating kind of for her. I like that too for her. So
it's not that I didn't like Keith for her. I just became more interested in Kane at that time as a character. His character, he just a stronger character for me. Like, Kennedy and Keith were palatable characters.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them were. They were mashed potatoes. You love mashed potatoes. They're good, and you could do a lot of different things with mashed potatoes. But
Kane had the draw for sure.
But Kane was he's the thick, sizzling ribeye. Mm-hmm. He's the fajitas. You got mashed potatoes and steak on your plate, and it's delicious. And it's like, you got mashed potato, steak, and broccoli, and it's phenomenal. It was cooked perfectly. It's great. And then it's that moment in the restaurant where you see the lobster, you see the sizzling fajitas, you smell and you like, this is good, but what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see you up there. Hello.
When'd
you get there?
A while ago, I think. He was there.
He's so fast. I don't pay him any attention. Sorry. Turned around and it's like, you breathing down my neck. So yeah, but I did enjoy that. But even with Kennedy being aware of Kane's darkness, I hate that she kept saying darkness, but I get why she said it. But I also like darkness. She just kept taking me out. Like, you were really showing your character, Kennedy. You keep saying darkness when it's your daddy who got you in this situation. And he talked, but he warned her, and she didn't heed his warnings. So how dark did you think this man was? And was it just that she was naive, or she just didn't care?
I think she was definitely naive. She wasn't expecting that to happen. So I think it was just like, oh, he's in business. He's a little dark, but not like evil. So naive.
But no, because he told her. She asked, have you ever murdered somebody? She asked point blank, and that man said, yes. He ain't lie. He never. I think that's why I liked him so much. He never tried to be, even with her. He was like, real. I'm never going to expose you to this other side of myself, but I'm also not going to lie to you about who I am.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You wrote it, and you sit here, think about it. Was Kennedy naive, or was she just like, you know what? I love when authors get on here and act like they didn't write this stuff. They be like, I don't know either. Why are you asking me? I don't know.
It's a good question. I would say it's between naive and not taking him serious. Like, she wasn't expecting him to do that full blown. And also, I guess he was just reckless because she liked Keith so much. So just reckless too.
Okay, I can see that. And I guess this was her first rodeo. She was very sheltered.
Yeah.
The boyfriend that she had was a pushover, even though he was a football player.
Football.
football player. He was a
Mhm.
pushover. He was also from her inner circle. He didn't anything she
Mhm.
wanted, she kind of got. So this was kind of Keith being in between Keith and Kane was really her first time dealing with a
Being
man,
yeah, being bad, and it's fun when you're doing the wrong thing, kind of too.
right? Because she all her life she followed the rules. She was a good girl and she followed the rules. And she the worst thing she ever did was go hang out with Jay, and
Hmm.
even that was in small doses. So
Hmm.
now she's 24 and really getting this lick of freedom of being. And that's why I kind of feel like Keith was being kind of hard on her, but I understand why he had to finally draw a line and be like, even Jay was like, you have to make a decision. But
Hmm.
she's never had to decide anything in her life.
Seriously, yep, that's true.
So it was like, I can understand why she so not wishy washy, but like her life, she knew, like even with her dropping out of college, she knew there were no real repercussions and
Yeah, because
consequences.
she was still comfortable. She is rich. Yeah.
You're rich either way. Like you're not
Hmm.
going to school to get a degree to get a job to build something for yourself. You weren't even in line to take over the business. Like your dad wasn't even expecting you to take over the business. You
Yeah, she
just
has
be alive.
soft life. Yeah, for
Very
sure.
soft. Very soft. And she went and made it hard for herself.
No one's perfect.
Not saying not saying I expect perfection. I'm just saying Miss Girl went and made her own life hard.
She did a little extra. Yeah.
When she went and put on them overalls and gardening boots, I said, baby, this girl just don't know what's going on in the real world.
That's me.
Keith mama said, Keith mama pulled up. She said, mm,
That would be
okay.
me though. I'm extra too. That would be me too. Wearing overalls and a little hat, trying to get.
I think Keith mama, that was, she said, see, you got a little friend there. Why she got that on? Oh, okay, well, here's some food for y'all.
We're gardening. What do you mean?
Have fun. Baby, I'm from Philly. Garden mean a completely different thing to me, so I don't know. At any point, should we feel bad for Kane, despite the circumstances? Were Keith and Kennedy wrong? How they were carrying on behind his back?
That's a good question. I if you're a team Kane, you feel bad for him for sure. But if you're a team like Keith and Kennedy, you don't feel bad for him because he forced her hand. She said no, and he still tried to force it. So it's hard to answer that question.
The only person that was really wrong was the dad. He should have never agreed to
Yes,
it.
for sure.
And I was
He
seeing her stand up for herself. That she had a really beautiful growth arc. It felt very authentic.
Mhm. Her dad kind of forced her hand too. Kind of he was sick, and you kind of using that against her, and then it's just that was kind of wrong too. So yeah, definitely a villain there too.
I understand. Once her dad explained himself, though, I kind of understood his mindset. You're leaving a vulnerable little cub out, and he knew the world was full of lions, and he
Mhm.
said, I'm not around anymore to be a lion to protect my cub. I'm going to give her another lion.
That's deep. Look at you. You could be a writer. Write that down somewhere.
But that's how I interpreted it.
That's good though. Yeah, that's a
when
good
they
way to
had when
put
they
it.
finally when it finally all came out, and he was like,
Mm.
I'm no longer, I've been your protector your whole life. I'm no longer in a position to be your protector.
Mm.
And I see you out here vulnerable. I see you out here how you're moving through life. Your heads are in the cloud, Kennedy. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know left from right. You don't have any life skills, no money management skills. And that was partially his fault too. And I think while he was facing death, and maybe I'm looking into things deeper than what they are.
That's true
But
though. He wanted to make her. She was secure. We was
yeah,
gone.
maybe while he was looking at death, he's looking death in the face, and it was like he's looking at all his mistakes and how he left, his one true asset vulnerable. She's the heiress. Even though she wasn't expected to be a part of the company, people knew that she was attached to the company in this way. And if you are naive and you are almost willfully ignorant in a way, and you don't have that barrier, it would definitely been easy for somebody to come in and manipulate you and be like, oh, I love you. Yeah, I want to marry you. And they really just want to be
The money.
attached
Mm-hmm.
to the business.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
so her dad, I guess I do think her dad was wrong.
Which is layers there for sure.
But it's right. But
Mm-hmm.
what I like about books like this is that it's easy to pick a side, it's easy to say who was right and who was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it reminds us that in human nature things really are gray.
Exactly. They're all flawed, but they're not all wrong either. So that's yeah.
Yeah, like, and I think that's my point, is that they're right. Everybody's not wrong. Even, yes, Kennedy, once you could have, you carried on this affair and you could have stood up to your dad a
Mm-hmm.
lot earlier and ended all of this turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that wouldn't have made for a good book, or it maybe it would have. Some people like really sweet, buttery, no tension kind of books.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been good to me. I need a little tension in my books. I need some character growth, some arcs. I can't.
Yeah.
And I feel like if she would have stood up anytime, if she would have made a decision and stood up anytime sooner,
It would be nice. Yeah. I get you.
it would have been short and sweet, and
Blah.
somebody would have loved it. Somebody, a different kind of reader would have loved it. I loved her friendship with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about, was that important? She wasn't in the book a lot, but I feel like she played a really important role for Kennedy.
Yeah, they're different. They're for different worlds, but they still meshed, which I liked about them. And she was really real for Kennedy. The Kennedy from a rich world where everyone's fake and phony, but Jay is really raw, real, authentic, and that's why she loved her so much. I think she also grounded her a little bit too.
I like that she wasn't scared to call Kennedy out to either.
Yeah, because she's real like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
like, I
you need
mean,
that.
and I tell people all the time, your friend, the truth does not have to be harsh. I hear people say, "Oh, the hard truth." Like, the truth doesn't have to be hard. The truth can still be solved.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't like, you know, you got yourself in this mess. It was just like, girl, you have more power than you think you do, and you need to utilize it. But
Yeah,
also, no, go ahead. What you gonna say?
she was definitely a safe space for her, but also a real strong, honest space too. She didn't make it being all sugarcoated. She gave it to her raw, but softly too.
Right. And we're not even gonna talk about those other fake friends, because Kennedy already knew that she ain't have no business. I mean, granted, she didn't tell them her business, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that she needed to be put in a situation like that so she could also wise up.
Yep.
Like, you can't just be having public conversations like this, like private conversations publicly
In
like
public
this,
like that, yeah.
because of who you are. And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like I like that you didn't make her too ditzy, because that would have annoyed me.
Mm-hmm.
But she definitely, that's what I mean by her dad feeling like he needed to protect her. She had this naivety to her that was like, she, even when she knew, she didn't know how to act about certain situations.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Um, so let's transition. Kennedy and Keith, they were beautiful, beautifully written. We introduced to Kane, and ironically, we're introduced to his love interest as well in Kennedy and Keith's book without knowing. There was that purposely connected. This, it's almost, I made sure I didn't put this, but it's almost like brothers and sisters dating.
That's cool. They put it. So in the beginning of the book, I was not planning that to happen. It just happened organically.
Okay.
But then as I wrote more, I said, you know what, I like Keith and her as friends. And then I thought about how Kennedy didn't hate Kane, so there was still room for them to grow to be close. So it happened.
They became family friends. I say I can't say that's her brother, because even though
Yeah.
her dad did take on a fatherly role in his life,
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to do nasty things to her at one point in time and almost did. So we can't say brother and sister, but more like
Yeah.
they became family friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to be turn into a taboo situation. Even though
Yeah.
I love a good taboo romance. I love a good dance right there.
Right.
But that's not what happened. In book 2, we get to know more of Kane's background and his upbringing and how dark he actually was. and we meet Kane in a place where he himself is saying he doesn't feel lovable or redeemable. So did you write it that way so that Kennedy could be justified in how she felt about Kane, or did Kane already feel that way and was trying to use Kennedy because he saw her as the good to lighten up his darkness?
So Kennedy didn't think he. Kennedy thought he was lovable. That for her.
Right.
But I feel like Kane had a hard life, so to himself he thought he was lovable. Not because of Kennedy, but just it's just his whole life. So I think it was just an ongoing issue he had.
I always find men like Kane interesting because you say you're not lovable, but you have these people around you who love you, who clearly love you.
Mm-hmm. They
It,
can't see it though.
even Kennedy's dad grew to love you. Even her mom grew to love you because even in book one, Kennedy's mom was like, he's not that bad. He comes around, he checks on your dad, not just for business, but he's actually
A human being, yeah.
he actually has put a pep in your dad. So like, I have not seen your dad so lively since he got this diagnosis, and he's like really trying. So it's like he did have these people around him who saw redeeming qualities in him outside of, oh, he's a shrewd business partner who's going to get us to this next level fiscally. It was like, oh, he's actually a cool dude.
I think when you're a child and your parents don't love you or pour into you, it can cause a lot of damage, which happened to him, which is why he felt unlovable his whole life, because his mom didn't really nurture him,
His mom loved the man more than she loved him,
and that definitely caused him to feel like, okay, I'm not lovable.
and the man never
Huh?
and the man never loved him.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So that definitely caused him to feel like I'm not worth it.
It's a psychological thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, I know men like that, like, but it's just always fun. I always find it interesting because it's like they'll have these long-standing friendships, or like they'll be known to look out for people, and it's like even deeper into the books, where we see like Kane as a businessman and in his businesses, even the people he like the waitresses and the people he staffed at his his places of business were like, oh, he looks out, he's respectable, like he's not just a business owner who comes in and is like shouting like orders at people. He treats people with respect, and it's like, oh, you can't be that bad of a person.
Right.
Now to your uncle, yeah, you seem like that bad of a person, but he was an ain't shit uncle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like y'all wasn't. He treated y'all like that because how you received him. Because even with his dad, you knew about this child. And what did they say? The child ignored by the village burns the village down.
That's a good one. Oh, never heard it before. That's cool.
Yeah, it's an African proverb, but I don't know, not exactly that, but it's something like that. The child that's turned on by the village burns the village down. It's something like that. And that's the way I looked at his relationship with his uncle, and his cousin was just
Sinclair.
Yes, he was just a spoil, like he was trying to prove himself, but he kept messing up. It was like,
I love Sinclair.
He got it together, but he just was. You don't appreciate anything because you never had to work for anything, and you keep telling me you can do something, but every time I give you an opportunity to do something, you let a woman get in the way.
But I love him though.
I like him too.
So like when I wrote book,
I like him. I didn't like him.
Mm-hmm. So when I wrote book one, I love writing Kane. When I wrote book two, I love writing Sinclair because they're just, I don't know, they were just fun. But like, yeah, I see where Kane came from, because Kane had to work for where he got, and Sinclair is just kind of spoiled, so I handed it to him.
Yeah. Oh no, I liked him, and I liked his comedic relief. I liked that Kane was like this serious, like grumpy, dark person, and Sinclair was like, I'm about my money too, but I'm out here, I'm having a good time as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to also take advantage of what this money brings. And
right.
Like, he was fun. I actually was like, because we meet him first, but we kind of do. If you didn't read book one, you go into book two and you meet St. Clair first. Mm-hmm. But because I knew it was Kane's book, I was like, why is that weird? Wait, hold on. Why is he here? Then I was like, you know what? I actually like him here. He could stay.
Right.
Because we see him interact with Eaton first. Eaton. We meet Eaton in book 1, but very briefly. And if I think that it was kind of like Easter eggs, because if you didn't pay attention, you were like, why do you keep bringing up this girl that keeps running into? Was that intentional, or was it just like?
Yes, there's like there were a few eggs I dropped. Kane said he wanted a girl with light, and then Keith said she had light. That was first egg. And he's Kane from the Bible. She's Eaton from the Bible. And Kane hasn't had a home cooked meal, and she cooks. So there are little things that I adopted along the way in book 1 for sure.
Yeah, I was like, because it's like, why do Keith keep running into this girl? Like, why do we like? Again, I read book 1 fully first, but I waited until book 2 was out, and then as soon as it was like Eaton, I was like, light bulb moment, light bulb moment, and it wasn't just like a side character, because what was Dominique was mentioned a few times too, and I was like, where did this, like, what? And I think it was just showing Keith as this
mentor kind of,
or big brother kind of, and that naturally he was also, even though he wasn't in the same position as Kane, he was naturally also a leader. So I was like, does it matter, or is it just showing that he interacts with kids and like he's naturally a leader and he's somebody who people trust? Like, and Eaton specifically talks about how Keith is the first man she meets who doesn't want anything from her. I thought that was very important.
Thank you.
Were you nervous about the age difference for Eaton and Kane?
So I like age gap. Like that's my taboo I love. So I was excited about it. I was nervous. I was excited. So
even with her being, I think it's not necessarily the age gap. It's because of how old she is. That would give people like,
yeah. But I didn't. So I was nervous about that kind of. But as a writer, I like age gaps. So I wasn't really. Oh no.
I like age gaps too, but it's like, it's different if the man is 50 and the woman is 35, right? That's 15 years. And it's like she's an adult.
Yeah,
but
her being 15 and he's
he was
28.
only 19.
Yeah.
But she wasn't your average 19 either.
Yeah, she had to grow up fast. So the book is like April, May. Her birthday's in July, so she's almost 20. So it's not like, freshly, 19. So it's kind of like seasoned.
Right. But I was like, oh, I wonder, I did not mind it. But when I was promoting the book for the book chat, and I was telling like other readers about it, I did mention, like, granted, you do promote this as an age gap romance. Lately, people have been
pushing back about it. Or
people don't like age gap romances when the woman is in her teen 20s. It's a conversation that I've been seeing.
I've seen that too.
And I was like, but it's such a good book that if you read it, you will understand it. He's not taking advantage of her. He's not, once he finds out how old she is, he has pause.
Yeah.
Like I never saw myself in this situation before. What do I do? And again, also goes to prove that he's not that bad of a person. Like, he's not out here taking advantage of younger women. Like, when I think about terrible people, I think about people who take advantage of every situation, regardless of, like, they just have no moral grounds whatsoever.
And with Kane, he was a bad person, but he also, again, he was paused and also, like, almost like worried about her kind of too, in a way.
Yeah. And that's why I can't necessarily call him a bad person. And that's why I said, let me say what Kennedy said. He has a darkness in him. And because the more I read about Kane, I was like, is he that bad of a person? He knows his best friend is gay and has protected him for over 20 years. He cannot be that bad of a person. Like, just bad circumstances. I think some people are bad people because no matter how good of a circumstance they have, they still do terrible things.
He's just morally gray.
But is he? What makes him morally gray? Because he killed his ancient daddy and took over his business.
He's killed a few people, though,
But
And that's frowned upon. Frowned upon.
Oh, frowned upon. Right. He's a bad, morally gray person because he killed some people. My bad. I just
I
find
accept it. I
I
accept it.
accept it as well. I
Thank you.
find him quite redeemable. And
Me
everybody
too.
talks about how handsome he was. Hell, I would date him.
I would marry him.
So are we bad people as well?
Who's perfect? You know? Exactly.
Kane wasn't even supposed to fall for Eaton. Kane was not supposed to fall for Eaton. Why'd you make that happen? What
Uh,
happened?
so they're either soulmates or twin flames because she had a bad past as a child, and he did too. So he saw a connection there, kind of. So he kind of fell for that. And he felt concern over her, and then she's so lovable. So
She
you can't not
she's so,
love her.
she's so cute. Like she's so cute. I was like, this is such a cute girl. Like she's so cute. And I don't even know what she looks like, but she's so cute in her one again, she even with her hard life, she was almost as naive as Kennedy in some ways.
Yes, but I think a big thing to me for him was that she made him dinner, and no one's ever done it before. So like,
But he liked her before that.
yeah, yeah,
It,
that's true.
he liked her before that. And even before the incident with her, and this is why I say she's just as naive as Kennedy. She didn't really want to steal his money. But her friend, who was a bad, terrible influence, and I think that's where it showed in her age, where
Influence, yeah.
the influences around her, she a lot like even when we meet her in book one, she's stealing from the convenience store, and Keith,
Mm-hmm.
why are you doing that? And she's like, I don't know, I have the money, and I think that's when her youthfulness, her immaturity shows because it's like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I have the money. I'm just doing stuff. Like I'm just out here doing stuff. Another Easter egg that you didn't mention. Keith picked up the book that Eaton was reading.
Got it. Yes,
And
yes.
and Kennedy picked it up because Keith was reading it. And it was like, so y'all all are on this different timeline of events reading this book because and it was just so interesting to see that like to see those influences of each other. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, why is this girl reading this book? And she was like, oh, because I love stories and I want a love story. And it was like, oh, that's what I mean by she was so cute. Like, despite her circumstances, despite all of the pain and all of the terrible things, her
She's
being
bright.
harmed, being molested, being in an abusive relationship, being taken advantage of at the strip club, none of that changed who she was as like she didn't become jaded. And
Mm-hmm.
I think like that's why I bring up the girl that was the more mature stripper friend is like she was jaded. She was
Yeah.
Ronnie from Players Club, right? And she was like, girl, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna steal the money. We're already being paid more money than we usually make. Why are we also stealing money? Like this is weird.
That's why Kane fell for her because she was so light and bright versus her dark background, and to him that was different and new. Again, you can't not love Eden. That's how he kind of fell for her. He can help top himself.
Yeah, she was a very like she was such a fun. Did you have fun writing her? What was the difference between writing Eaton and writing Kennedy?
So with Kennedy, I would say she's sheltered, and with Eden, she's not. She's more open minded. She's more accepting of things. And so I had more fun writing her because she was just open minded, fun, and sort of more optimistic too, kind of. So it was just fun.
And Kane deserves somebody he could be his full self with.
And that was Eden.
She understood the decisions he had to make,
Mm-hmm.
but she also forced him in a way. That Vegas scene it stuck with me long after I read it.
Really?
It
Aww.
did because I think when you see people in certain circumstances, you do sometimes wonder why they don't take the out. You don't have to do this anymore. Why are you still involved in this? You literally
Or rich, a billionaire.
why are you doing this?
Side
Like
quest.
What are you doing? Why are you still? Why are you still taking penitentiary chances for something that is not even
worth it?
Worth it. You have this and you can't. And it's like you really don't have a reason. You have the access now. You have the mentorship from Kennedy's dad. You have the money. Like, you are building the connections on your own merit now. What are you doing? You got invited to the big boys table and you're still acting like a child. But she didn't force it. Like, she was like, hey, I don't like this.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and opt out. So when you're done, if my number is still the same,
I'm here.
We can chat.
I'm here.
I'm not telling you gotta leave right now. I'm telling you I'm gonna leave right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a little bit.
I did like that because I don't like ultimatums. I don't like people being forced to make decisions that don't align with their characters. And also, this is a grown, almost 30-year-old man. You know how to make decisions.
But I also like how she was like not forcing his hand, but Beans kind of was like, you know what, grow up.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. And that's why I think, those relationships they're secondary characters, but primary relationships. And they're very important in books like this and that's why I said it's so interesting to me that somebody like Kane could not think that they're redeemable, not think that they're lovable. And they actually have love and loyalty right there around them. Even when he got Beans the tickets to the game, he that was such a thoughtful, that was such a considerate and thoughtful thing to do, huh? You're not terrible. You can't be a terrible person. A terrible person just would never be that considerate.
Right. Or thoughtful, yeah. Or intentional, yeah.
He knew what his secret was. He never shamed him for it. He never tried to force him to live his secret out loud. He knew what was going on. He wasn't oblivious to what was going on. He said, you know what, if this is how you would like to live your life, I'm going to respect that. And when you're ready, the door is open.
I wouldn't say it was a secret. He just wasn't.
Well, not secret, but he was like he
wasn't. He's like Kane. He's not ready for love like that because again, also bad childhood too. So
he's sitting at the closet door. That's my point. He's sitting at the closet. He's not out the closet. He's not in the closet. He's sitting at the closet door.
He's not. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
He and best friend clocked it because he knew what was up. Because he'd been around those kind of people all his life because he is in the hood.
Bino? Or Kane?
No, Eaton's best friend that she lived with. The guy.
Yeah, because Dwayne's guy, he just knew. Yeah.
Right. Wow, we got through this kind of quickly. Eventually, both relationships come full circle. Kane and Eaton, they meet each other. I think that was interesting. Y'all threatening each other over each other's girlfriends. Wow.
I love that.
It was
we're keeping okay.
When they were at the gala and
yes.
Kane brought Eaton as a date, and he was like, "Let me talk to you for a minute." He was like, it came, and then a day later, Kane was like, "Oh, because I went to go see Kennedy at the flower shop, and I asked her how you were treating her," and I'm like, "Well, this is interesting." What was the thought process, writing process,
So going in, I definitely knew that Keith would not be happy about that because, again, Eden is younger. She's had a hard life. He saw her have a mark on her cheek one time, and Kane, is Kane. So I saw Keith definitely wanted to be like a big brother to her. But at the same time, I thought it'd be a good clash for them to have, because Kane's also possessive. He'll need another man to check on his girl. He's also worried about Katie because, he cares about her too. So I just thought it'd be an interesting little battle. But I'll also see in the future maybe they become friends too. I'm hopeful.
Kennedy and Eaton or Kane and Keith?
Kane and Keith.
Now, how would they become friends?
I don't know. I just want it to happen. I don't know. Maybe through time, forgiveness.
I feel like, as a man, I'm not a man, but I can be a boy sometimes.
Okay.
I feel like Keith shouldn't really have no beef with Kane.
That one little thing might have been, a bit much. That one little thing.
I again, and this is why I question were Keith and were Keith and Kennedy still wrong despite the circumstances?
Keith didn't know to that extent how,
It doesn't matter who it was with. This woman was engaged. You knew
yeah.
she was creeping and cheating. And I think that's the problem, is that it shouldn't matter who you're creeping and cheating with.
That's just true. But yeah, I guess that's a good point. But I could definitely see
Cheating
them
is cheating. You creeping and cheating. Somebody's feelings is going to end up hurt.
define cheating.
She was engaged.
It wasn't consensual though.
She was in. She told him she was engaged. She ain't never had to say anything. That's why I say that's why it was cheating. She could have just never told Keith anything. She didn't have to tell Keith she was engaged. She could have signed him in a situation. She claimed him to Keith.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
She wasn't happy about it, but she did claim him as her fiance. I mean, technically, Kane and Kennedy was dating in my mind.
But yeah, going forward, I could definitely see them all being friends because, again, Eden's lovable. She already cool with Keith. I could see her and Kennedy being friends.
I can see Eden and Kennedy being friends. I can't so much see Keith and Kane being friends.
I think they could be because of the project coming up with the whole foster care thing and the runaway thing. That might work.
So do you plan on writing more in this series, in this universe, in this spectrum of characters?
Not right now. I would love to write about Sinclair because he was fun, but like I don't have any ideas as of right now.
So as of right now, this will be standing as a 2-book duet.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What is a lesson or inspiration you would want readers to have when they finished reading these 2 stories?
Well, book 2 definitely everyone is lovable or worthy of love. No matter where you come from, you deserve love. For book 2. For book 1, a lesson would be maybe to defend yourself or stand for yourself and go for what you want. Maybe that.
No, thank you. Any last thoughts you want to share with our viewers, our sister readers, our Sistah Girls readers?
Thank you a lot for reading these 2 books because it means a lot to me. They're kind of underground right now, so it means a lot that you even found them and gave them a chance. It means a lot to me.
Well, they found me. I didn't find them. I didn't go looking. They found me. I was literally scrolling TikTok and I was like, okay, algorithm. My algorithm is chef's kiss. It's always suggesting me new books, and it's the right kind of books. You mentioned that you write under a different pen name. Do you want to share anything about that? Where can we find you, Sistah Girls? How can we keep up with Britney July or any other future releases from you?
So my real name is Whitney D. Grandison, and I'm really popular right now for The Gilded, which inspired Sweetest Devotion.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back rewind.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to that.
I had no idea. I'm telling you, I literally was just scrolling, and this is the first time. And it's why I kind of love it, like finding new authors or new to me authors, because I read a lot and I've never heard of The Gilded, and now I can't. Like, this was the first time I even met you as an author, and it was like, I really like these books, and I really liked. Like I said, it was arranged marriage done differently, and I like when authors
a little twist.
Yes, I like when they do a little twisty twist. I'm sick in my mind, as you can tell. I like twisted stuff. I like things out the box.
Thank you. Yeah, The Gilded is definitely a little twisted, so you might like that one too.
Okay.
With Britney, it's a more of my adult brand. Okay. And so so next I want to do a book that's it's like Boomerang meets Love Jones. So
Love, my favorite movie of all time. I can literally watch it all day. I can quote that movie to you verbatim. Love Jones. I literally watched it every day for a year straight.
Okay. Yes, and my next book is called The Need to Know. It's like Boomerang meets Love Jones. It's a black romance, all black cast. So hopefully,
when you say Boomerang meets Love Jones, can you just give me a little bit more, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, so the male lead is a playboy. He runs a nightclub, successful. He can have any girl he wants to have. And then
Okay.
the female lead has a fashion boutique she owns with her best friend, and she's kind of jaded because her last boyfriend was a cheater. And
Okay.
they meet at a gym one day, and she's like, "No." He's like, "Well, I have a club. Come to my club." And they meet there. They have chemistry, but she's nervous about going for it or not. He's a player kind of. So it's like will they or won't they kind
So
of.
So Marcus Graham,
Yes, yes.
very
So
Marcus.
yeah,
He owns a club.
yeah. His dad owns nightclubs and he runs it.
Oh,
It's a popular club in Atlanta, and he runs it. And he's fully popular, has celebrity friends.
okay. A release
Yeah,
date? We got a release date?
not yet. Hopefully either this year or next year. I'll let
Okay.
you know.
Okay. Well, let us know. Keep in touch. Thank you so much for joining us. And we really enjoyed the Tangled Affair series, and we look forward to more from Britney. And I'm going to check out the Gilded, and I'll share that with the Sister Girls.
Thank you. Thank you.